Comedy is so easily palatable and there's such a market for it, and people always want to hear a comedy. You don't have to be in a certain kind of a mood.
Because he's blessed with such a nice comic timing, and it was reflecting on the writing as well.
I knew that people were going to be like, oh, acha, why Nora? What's going on here?
I'm coming at a time where comedy is seeming to be a relief from what's going on around.
Right. Arey yaar, आपकी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है, improvement है, and all that is like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But I think that is more helpful for a director to know what your actor exactly wants, because at the end of the day, between that action and cut is what matters, and people are just going to see that. They're not going to see what the process was.
They're okay not to direct you, as long as you look good on screen. So I started to notice on sets and stuff that, like, yo, like these people are like okay with me just having screen presence and being glamorous and beautiful, which is great, don't get me wrong.
I don't want to kind of let anybody down, and most importantly myself down.
Commercial success, if it comes, definitely. I mean, who doesn't like it? Yeah, everyone likes it. If it doesn't, there has to be something in the project where you take something with you.
What you do next and how you get placed in a project, and the work that you want to do will only get commissioned, fortunately or unfortunately, based on
the numbers.
Right?
Hi, this is Sheetal Shenoy and you are watching Pinkvilla. Remember how that Goa Chalenge plan never made it out of your WhatsApp group? But imagine if it just did. 3 friends in Goa. That's an express you don't want to miss. Joining me in a conversation today, we have Divyendu, Kunal Kemmu and Nora Fatehi, who are getting up for Madgaon Express. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
All good.
I just have to start off by saying that what a crack trailer, man. It is amazing. It's so much fun. Mostly for you, Kunal Kemmu, congratulations, because this is your debut as a writer and a director. Why did you choose comedy as a genre? I just wanted to understand that.
I think comedy chose me at some point. Because I've been writing actually.
Yes.
I've always enjoyed kind of, when I have free time, it's a good way of expressing what you're feeling, what you're saying, and I've always had stories to tell. And when I did end up, learning how to write on Final Draft, thanks to Magaon, I had this added ammo. So I wrote a couple of things, but it's just that comedy is so easily palatable and there's such a market for it, and people always want to hear a comedy. You don't have to be in a certain kind of a mood. You can be any mood, and so every time I told my friends around saying that I'm thinking of this film, they immediately tell me more, because 3 friends, Goa, a trip gone wrong is something that kind of is appealing to a lot of people. So I thought maybe this is what I should kind of do first, and that's how I ended up writing Magaon Express.
I want to understand another point is that you see that currently action as a genre is very much accepted by the audience, right? And they are wanting to see more of action on screen, right? And somewhere I feel we have this is like you're coming in and breaking it, because thank you, because it was an overload of action that we saw all these times, right? So does it kind of make you feel a little pressurized ki kya hoga? Will the audience accept it ki nahi? Because after a long time we are seeing a movie like this with
I think the pressure is always there, no matter what kind of film you make. I don't think, nobody knew that this is the time when action will suddenly happen, because, films are conceived years in advance, and when they get made and when they come out, and oftentimes, there are these coincidences where nobody is making a certain kind of a film, and then suddenly you're releasing that Friday with another film which is exactly like that, or the entire month is filled with that. So, I never wrote this film already knowing that, I will probably be coming out in a market which would be filled with action films. Which is a good thing, but what if the last 4 months were just comedies and I was just another comedy in that? So I think things find a way to work out for themselves, and I'm very happy and I'm lucky that I'm coming at a time where comedy is seeming to be a relief from what's going on around.
Right, absolutely. I want to ask the two of you, when you first read the script of Madgaon Express, what was your reaction like?
Oh, it was mad, absolutely. More than reading, it was narrated by Kunal first. And, one could tell that because he's blessed with such a nice comic timing, and it was reflecting on the, writing as well. And that's what you want, because comedy, as we all know, is one of the most difficult genres to actually pull off. And so it has to be on paper first, always. For my character specifically, I was a little iffy, because I mean it really needed a certain kind of energy, a continuous energy to pull it off. And that's what we had a conversation about, that dude, you really have to hold my hand through this and just guide me wherever you want me to take. But otherwise, each and every scene, dialogue was just pitch perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, there was absolutely no doubt in my mind that whether to do this or not.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Nora, for you?
Yeah, same. For me, it was the narration. The way every joke landed,
Yeah.
and every punchline landed. I was like, oh wow, I really want to be a part of this. Besides that, I felt like there's going to be a certain sense of credibility for me to be attached with an Excel film, and with actors like Divyendu and Pratik Gandhi and Avinash. I knew that people were going to be like, oh, acha, why Nora? What's going on here? And then when you do see us performing on screen, and me being able to seamlessly just join three of these boys and not kind of look like out of place, that took a lot of work also from Kunal's side. And I wanted that experience, I wanted that challenge. And then of course when he was narrating the film, all I kept thinking was that he gets comedy.
Yeah, he
Like,
does.
he really gets it. And I wanted to be directed by someone who first understands how it is to be in front of the camera, because he's such a brilliant actor, understands how to emote, understands comedy, and then will get how to maneuver me through the whole experience. So there were so many factors of this project that made me so excited.
Yeah.
There was a point where I just kept thinking, like, why did you choose me? You could have gone to anyone else.
Have you ever asked him that question?
I did.
What is his
Yeah.
answer?
His answer was like, oh, because you're funny. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it.
Yeah. While you say this, I also want to ask you that you've had back-to-back releases, Crack and now Madgaon Express is just on its way, right? Do you finally feel that you're getting the due as an actor that was much awaited?
I don't know. I think that will take time.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. I think I have a long way to go. I think what is happening is people are like, okay, you know what? She's here to stay.
Yeah,
You know, so she's not just someone who is one-dimensional, multifaceted, and people are starting to get that now.
Yeah.
And I think people in the industry are trusting me more. They are approaching me. They probably would have never approached me before, but now they are. And I think what I feel very proud about the most is a lot of people are coming to me saying, "Arey yaar, आपकी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है, improvement है," and all that is like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
You know what's interesting is, like, when I met her and when I was writing this part, it was about a girl who's a backpacker in Goa.
Okay.
We don't never talk about where she's from. She's not from India, and so when I met her and I saw her energy just fit the bill. Now the part was like when she said, "Why me?" and I said, "What are your thoughts about like acting? How do you take that?" And what I loved about her was her honesty was bang on. She was like, "I need direction."
Okay.
Because I know this is not her first language, so it's first thing that she's also going to be thinking about Hindi and learning those lines.
Yeah.
So I said, I can't have you think of the lines when you're acting. I want you to be listening to the other actors, because a lot of acting is reaction, not everything that you're saying.
True.
So I said, she said, don't worry about that. I'll get the lines down, but I need you to tell me exactly what you want me to do. At the risk of even saying that I will imitate you, but I think that is more helpful for a director to know what your actor exactly wants, because at the end of the day, between that action and cut is what matters, and people are just going to see that. They're not going to see what the process was.
Yeah.
Now, whether you use a cheat code to read those lines, if you deliver that shot, that's going to work. So once I knew that here is an actor who's telling me she follows it best, if I just perform this and show her how to do, and she's very happy imitating that, I knew that this is how I have to go with that. But if she not said that, you know, a lot of people could hold that in ego, saying that, no, you know, I'll do it this, and my ego doesn't allow me to say that I want to mimic you. That would have done a disservice to the part itself.
For sure.
So I was actually blessed with actors who I kind of wanted to jam with and understand what kind of an actor am I dealing with. Like with Divyendu, Pratik and Avinash, they're all three different breeds and, like, you know,
no
brands
ego.
of actors.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, like even Divyendu, I know that I was taking him out of his comfort zone. So it's one thing to say that I want you to do it.
Yeah,
it's one thing for him to completely agree and not lie about it and surrender to it.
Yeah.
So never once, like 1 or 2 days, because that's your teething thing, I could see that he's not comfortable with this, but I said, thoda aur push karte. I think by day 3 he had kind of said, okay, you're happy with this? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I want to add to what he said. I feel is so important. with my growth and me really trying to maneuver through this industry in the last couple of years and break through the stereotypes, I said one thing to myself, that when I step foot into the acting world and people start approaching me for films, one thing I'm gonna make sure I prepare myself for before it happens is that I'll never get on a film set and have the situation where I don't understand the language and I have to memorize and think about the lines. I always said that the day I step foot in a film set, I will be so well versed with the language that no director will have any issue with me with line delivery or even being able to understand what's happening on set. So I worked on myself so hard to the point where anytime, like for example, when he mentioned it to me, I said, Kunal, don't worry, language is not an issue anymore. My only issue is tonality in terms of the soul of the character.
Right.
What happens is, the reason why I told him that is because before coming onto his set, I've already gone on the set of Street Dancer, on Bhuj, on Batla House. I've done a couple of films.
Yeah.
And I loved all my experience in those films. There's one thing I notice about this industry and directors sometimes, okay? At least in my case, right? They're okay not to direct you, as long as you look good on screen. So I started to notice on sets and stuff, I'm like, yo, like these people are like okay with me just having screen presence and being glamorous and beautiful, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I want more.
There's much more to that.
Yeah, when I see actors like a Divyendu or like a Pratik, for example, and they perform so well, like inside I'm just like, mujhe bhi karna hai. I also want to do something, I want to perform, right? I'm so hungry. So I said, the next time I get on a film set, I will tell the director exactly what I told him, even if it means I have to mimic you, because I don't want to be that girl just in the midst of the cast. Acha theek hai, chalega, fine, she's cute, she looks good. I want to offer more, you know, so that's why I said to him what I said.
Oh, that's amazing. It's so nice to hear this from her, right? You know, Kunal, I want to ask you, while you spoke of the cast, 10 on 10 for the casting, man. What an amazing cast. Divyendu, Nora, we have Pratik, Avinash, and even Upendra Limayaji. They're all amazing, right? How did it all come through? Did you have this vision that, okay, this character ke liye I'm going to cast them? What was the process like?
You know, I mean, my process was one thing, but I have to give all the credit to my producers, Excel Entertainment, who kind of stood behind this script like a rock and said, come what may, we believe in your vision. And I was like, really, why? Because I've not directed anything before this. But it was just the narration that had happened. And they said that you make it the way you want to make it. And we'll try and make that work for you. But we'll stay true to how this film needs to be made. That will not be compromised based on who is coming into this film. Once I knew that, I felt even more responsible. That like my casting had to be correct, not just for me, which is my personal selfish reason of saying that, okay, this is my first film, I want the best for it. But I want to also make them proud because they've kind of taken this punt on me. I don't want to kind of let anybody down, and most importantly myself down. So I got to get the people who brought these characters alive and made me feel very happy as a writer, forget the director. The writer who had written these parts, when he saw these characters dressed up the way he had imagined to be, he was very happy. And then I think that kind of motivated the director me to say that, okay, now let's bring this script alive and let's make these scenes happen. It's too early to even kind of say that I'm very happy and I'm, you know, celebrating the fact because we've just seen the trailer. I really hope the film is also received in the way the trailer is. But I feel happy with what I have done. And like I said, this is my baby, and if you love it, thank you. If you hate it, you can abuse me. It's me.
I don't think anybody's going to abuse
I
you.
don't think so either. I want to add something very interesting. When I signed this film, this was the first time if I've ever been in any circle in the industry or some party or some event, when they ask me, "Acha, kya chal raha hai aajkal?" whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, you know, Kunal's film, Magaon Express." Oh, wow, I know about that film. I know about that script. Oh my God, that's so funny. That's such a great script. That's the first time I've ever spoken to people who have actually given me such great positive feedback about a project. Usually people are like, oh, okay, yeah, great, good for you. But this, I got so much positive energy from people. I mean, even now, there are some people who've seen the film already and who've called and said, this is a hilarious film. So I feel like there's so much positivity around this film.
True, you can tell that from the trailer itself. You know, after the trailer launch, I was just going through the comment section, and there are two common things that is mentioned by everyone. One is, of course, the cast. They're like, Oscar de do, kyunki itni achhi casting ki hai. And second thing is about Kunal, you, because your comic timing is so amazing. So people are really looking forward to this movie, and I can't wait either, right? So on that note, I want to ask you, what is the most challenging part of being the writer and the director for this particular movie, and what is the most rewarding part about the same?
You know, I think that the most challenging part is staying honest to yourself. What happens is a lot of times you can't take anything for granted. It's like, you know, like when a fighter prepares for a boxing round, it doesn't matter who his opponent is. If he thinks he can take him down or not, he has to prepare for the best. So similarly, it's one thing to say that people love me for, you know, at comedy, and so that's a big burden because you don't want to definitely not let them down, because you don't want to say, "Arey, kal tak acha tha, aaj kya ho gaya?" So I kind of block out all of that. I just stay true to the fact that everything that I have done, whether it's performing or writing, it first has to make me happy. And if it has done that, then instinctively I put it out, and you know, God willingly, like it's worked up until now. So that's what I've done, and that's what the challenge has been, to not think about what is going to work, because that nobody knows. I've always tried to think of what is going to work on this page right now, what is going to work in the scene right now, what is going to work, like, and comedy is so much of improv also. And I'm not just saying improv in terms of dialogue. It's improv with body language. It's just one look, one flick of a, like there's just something amazing he does in the film, which was just like something he did, but like on the edit table we put music to it, and we put, and I was like, wow, it just kind of takes it, and it's just like a thing that he's done. But in the moment, all of that comes, it's not written. So it takes like that whole team to come together and all of those things to fire for that comedy to work. Comedy is not just on paper.
Absolutely. You know, Divyendu, I want to ask you, people, as an actor for you, how important is a commercial success? Because I'll tell you what, people say that journey hoti hai Friday to Friday, right? So is commercial success, box office numbers important to you as an actor?
To an extent only. But yeah, at the same time, I'm well aware of the fact that there is a producer of the film who has put in money in the film. It's very important for him to earn back whatever he did. And even more, you know, it's even better. For me, right from the beginning, you know, when you come from a culture of, say, theatre or a film school, you don't really think too much about these things. I am at the core of it, I'm a very selfish artist. I do whatever I feel like doing. I do whatever things they make me feel good about. Commercial success, if it comes, definitely. I mean, who doesn't like it? Yeah, everyone likes it. If it doesn't, there has to be something in the project where you take something with you home.
A learning.
So the process really matters for me. Commercial success for a film like this, definitely, because it has a much more massy appeal to it, and it's a litmus test for you that what you think is massy is that actually massy or not. So if that comes true, that would be really nice.
And for you, Kunal?
I think yes. I mean, because you know, a couple of years ago I would have said it doesn't matter to me, but I just realized that what you do next and how you get placed in a project and the work that you want to do will only get commissioned, fortunately or unfortunately, based on
the numbers,
right? And what's sometimes heartbreaking is it's not, like I said, it's the entire team. It's not a solo sport, right? So sometimes you can be very good in something, but for whatever reason, if it doesn't work, as an actor, that kind of puts a hindrance into your journey in the future. And then sometimes you can get bitter about the fact that a film that, you know, people also wonder, ye kaise chal gayi yaar, samajh mein nahi aaya, but everybody involved in that film kind of goes to do so much more. And that's their journey. But the learning curve is to be that you are only in control of what you do. So you just got to keep doing that. If you show up every day and do your A+, now, later, whenever, sometime, it's going to happen. It's a matter of time.
I want to know a fun BTS story, okay, from each of you that is in your core memory from the sets of Magaon Express. Who's going to go first?
I don't know, man.
Because the trailer looks so much fun. I'm sure the movie is even more fun. But BTS set पे क्या होता था वो जानना है मुझे.
I think
our banter was too funny. Oh my god, I can't.
They had a parallel screenplay.
Our banter was next level. I felt like I found my comedy soulmate.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for sure. It was too fun.
I know. No, we really had a good time. Also, see, I mean, if all the players involved in a project, if they are not insecure and they are liking what they are doing, it makes everything so much nicer and funnier. For us, I mean, every day used to be such a good fun because the script was actually funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that we had to act that it's funny. No, it was actually funny.
Yeah.
It was beautifully written. Like the sequence, the whole cocaine sequence, what you've seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
While executing it, it was really damn funny. You know, to Pratik going in that
Totla
Totla thing. His tongue freezes, all that. It was then
What
him
about
going
that
like.
one scene, remember?
Huh?
I don't know. I mean, there was that scene, me and you are doing our bit, and Piche, Pratik's character, is taking off the sari and the blouse and the jewelry, and he's like in his own zone.
Yeah, actually, that was not even BTS, it's in the film. And so that's what magic is, I feel, on sets, you know. It was supposed to happen, but it was never supposed to be funny for that.
Okay.
But it's just the way that the frame ended up moving slowly. And what happened in the frame, the right side of the frame was written funny. The left was basically doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But the left kind of became so funny that I remember all of us, my entire AD team, luckily we were far away. Because it was like, and like, we were just laughing so loudly because it's just a bizarre frame.
The scene, just, it looked funny, you know. And when we went back to see the monitor, I couldn't get that visual out of my head. So when he has asked us to go back and do that scene again, I couldn't do it properly because I knew what he was doing behind me.
Oh my God.
And I just kept cracking up.
I can't wait to watch this, listening to all of this.
It's madness.
Yeah, it is. You know, let's get into a fun segment because the film is funny and I'm sure you guys are all set for it. So we're going to do something called as onset masti. Arrived late on set. Who among the three? Point it out.
How dare you? Oh my God.
He's going
I
like
cannot believe you would
You see
blame me.
Mumbai traffic.
Yeah.
But I didn't even do my scenes in Mumbai. I did them in Goa.
Goa traffic.
Goa
Let's say Goa traffic.
I was in the same hotel as you guys.
Oh, hotel traffic.
I can't.
Some
It's just
kind of
'cause I'm a
traffic.
girl. That's why.
Okay. Took too many naps on the set.
Oh, I wouldn't know. Not me for sure.
I don't think
No
anyone knows.
one
Nobody?
actually.
Okay,
no.
great. Always hungry.
That would usually be me, but not on this set.
Not on this set. Okay. This time you had like a director's cap on.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't even know like.
Pratik must be. Pratik was constantly he wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to stop him at times.
Okay. Took too much time to get ready.
Don't even look at me.
They're
No.
not looking at you.
It was definitely him.
Me?
Yeah.
What? Oh, when I was doing Kanchan, the Kombdi
The
look.
comedy
Yes,
look, yeah.
you would bring, oh my God.
That, yeah,
that's
then
like
I-
hours.
No,
Then
but we had planned for that because we knew that would take time.
Serious competition then,
Yeah, divas.
Okay. Wanted to take more number of retakes because they couldn't control their laugh.
That actually didn't happen on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. Would always go back and look at the take in the monitor.
The best
one
actors, none of them did.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys deserve a round of applause.
They
Yay.
do actually did.
Okay, moving on to the next one. We're going to do this thing called as most likely to. Most likely to miss the train. Any train.
Not me for sure.
Probably me.
Yeah.
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 You missed a flight ever?
Yeah, and I cried. Oh
So,
my
yeah.
God. I always
Yeah,
cry when I
train
miss
flight.
flights.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Arrive a lot early to board the train or flight.
Could be me.
Yeah, you have that thing, that anxiety कि miss हो जाएगा.
Yeah. अब वो नहीं भी हो पता नहीं फिर भी किस्मत ऐसी है कि लेट भी निकलो तो ट्रैफिक नहीं मिलता.
Okay.
But you know, it once happened with me. My flight got. I missed my flight sitting in the lounge.
What?
Oh, that happened.
I
It was
hate
not
that.
for my fault.
No, but you know what's so
What were
funny?
you doing?
No, I was
Waiting.
waiting for. So you know, you have this service where people they come escort you
Yeah,
and everything
yeah,
to
yeah,
make
yeah,
you
yeah.
sit in the thing. And they were supposed to come and tell me that it's boarding time, and it was this particular airlines which was just going all over the place of late. And
Always.
so this guy came and he was like, "Sir, let's go board and everything. First board or last boarding?" I said, "Yeah, last boarding." He was like, "Let's go." I reached the gate and they were like, "Sir, gate is closed."
I would have.
I was like,
you know
"What?" It's like
Let me not say
I just
anything.
I couldn't fathom the fact. What? I'm standing here. I'm sitting in the lounge for the
But
last
listen,
1
something
hour.
like this has happened to me. Oh my God, just recently I was in the States, I was in America, and this is funny because when I miss a flight the first time, the next time I'm going to the airport, I go extra early so it never happens to me again.
True.
So this time I went 5 hours early. And I felt so good about me being early, gave my suitcases, went to the boarding place. I was happy, got my coffee, everything. Then I noticed there was a long line in front of the gate. So I was like, wow, this is a very long line. Let me stand also. Everyone's standing. So I stood there for like 25 minutes. And this line is barely moving. So finally, when I do get to the gate, and I'm holding my boarding pass, and I give it to her, I look and I see this lady, one lady shuts the gate in front of me. She just shuts it. And I'm like,
excuse me?
I became so scared and nauseous and sweaty. And I'm like, ma'am, like, you just closed the gate in front of me. She goes, yeah. Flight is gone, it's closed.
Wow.
It's so funny that we are talking about this, and the only time this has happened in my life was when we were going to Goa.
For the shoot?
And with my friends. No, not to shoot. We were going for a friend's wedding, and 4 of us had gone to the domestic airport then. And so we were at the gate, and he said, it's boarding in a bit. So we went to the cafe, and they used to announce at that time, right?
Yeah.
So we were in the cafe, बहुत time हो गया, तो वो जो दोस्त था उसको मैंने बोला यार पूछ ले क्या हो रहा है, तो वो 2 बार गया 15-15 मिनट के इंटरवल पे, तो वैसे अरे यार लेट है यार, तू खा के मुँह वो लोग करेंगे अनाउंसमेंट होगी, अब मैं बोला फिर पूछ, अरे मैं नहीं जा रहा अनाउंसमेंट हो जाएगी, तो बार भेज रहा है, मैं कहा यार 1 घंटा हो गया चल क्या रहा है यार, तो मैं खुन्नक में गया, तो वहाँ गेट पे जो खड़ा था मैंने उसको बोर्डिंग पास दिया, मैं कैन आई नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग टू दिस फ्लाइट, कहाँ है, कहता सर ये 20 मिनट में गोवा पहुँच जाएगी,
Wow.
ऐसे मतलब ये तो निकल गई 40 मिनट पहले, तो मैं उनको बोला तू क्या, कहता ये थोड़ी है गेट, वो गेट है, so he was going to the wrong gate.
Oh my God, I would
That's
just,
how we missed it, but they never announced
Yeah.
it also, that's another thing, so he said वो announcement हर बार नहीं होती है.
I hate when that
Oh my
happens.
God,
That's the only time
I
I've
got
missed a
into a
flight.
whole fight at the airport because she shut the door right in front
Yeah,
of my
I
face.
can imagine. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sleep throughout the journey, whether it's in a train or a flight.
I'm not much of a sleeper, but I've done that once or twice, yeah.
I
Not
don't
me,
flight
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
I'm always on the lookout if I see a UFO flying around.
Yeah.
When you're in the flight,
Always.
Or
yeah.
even
you
in-
have
Always
to do
outside the
that.
window.
You never know when
I
it
want
might
to
pass
see
by.
something.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
like the
see it
trailer
immediately.
में वो है ना, he's like Goa के scenic views on the way दिखते हैं, and then like क्या torch लेके
देखेगा,
It's
yeah.
exactly like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Forces you to apply sunscreen because it's Goa. Who's most likely to do that?
I'm particular about sunscreen because I have a very sensitive skin. And
even
I've
Nora.
done
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really
it's a
bad
must.
things. I mean, yeah.
I
you
like
take
the
care of
tan
it.
though, but just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
face.
But
yeah,
sunscreen is important, yeah. It's for actors, especially. It's
yeah,
important.
definitely. Because we shoot under the
Yeah.
sun the whole day, right? Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Follows an itinerary or a plan during a vacation. कि ये सुबह उठ के ये करना है, ये करना है.
That will never be me.
I don't think so. फिर हम ये फिल्म नहीं बनाते साथ में. ऐसा कोई भी होता तो, yeah.
Okay. Complaints about the weather, the seats, and everything. Just the complaint box.
No.
If it's
it could be a bad
cold,
day.
I'll complain.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a bad cold day, it's not sunny and hot, then I'll complain.
Wow.
I'm very annoying.
Amazing, yeah. I'm so excited to watch this movie. Lastly,
Thorough
if you had
professionals.
to, yeah, I mean, why not? If you had to tell our audience ki why 3 reasons why they have to go and watch Madgaon Express in the theaters, आप क्या बोलते? We'll start with you.
I would say off late बहुत ज़्यादा action देख लिया life में, तो I think we all need a good comedy. So please go and watch it. It's a genuinely good film.
I would say the cast, the director, and the humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
3 reasons.
3 reasons.
Right?
All the very best and see you in the theaters on 22nd March.
22nd
Yes.
March, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.